The cold hum of the force field echoed in the dimly lit chamber. Commander Elias Carter sat restrained in a transparent containment pod, his wrists locked by glowing restraints. He had been in wars, endured interrogations, even survived a near-death experience on Titan's ice fields, but nothing had prepared him for this. His captor was unlike any enemy he had ever faced. She stood before him, watching with calculating violet eyes. Her name was Kaela, a Xelari bounty hunter, one of the most feared warriors in the quadrant. Sleek black armor clung to her tall, athletic frame, bioluminescent markings pulsing along her arms. Her species had evolved beyond spoken words. Emotions and intent flowed through their neural links, enabling them to manipulate energy fields and, most dangerously, read the subconscious of others. "Why am I still alive?" Elias asked. His voice was hoarse, his body aching from the stun blast that had taken him down. Kaela tilted her head, her silver-white hair cascading over one shoulder. Curiosity. The word was not spoken, but transmitted directly into his mind. "You fascinate me, human." Elias gritted his teeth. "Fascinate? I was under the impression you Xelari saw us as little more than vermin." "Some do." Her expression remained unreadable. "But I have studied your kind. You defy expectation. You do not possess the strength of a Xelari, the speed of a Vorton, or the intellect of a Zerithian. And yet," she took a step closer, "you win wars. You survive when you should perish." "Why?" Elias smirked, despite the discomfort. "You wouldn't understand." Kaela's gaze narrowed. "Perhaps I will." Kaela had been paid handsomely to capture Elias Carter, a decorated officer of the Terran fleet. The war between humans and the Xelari had raged for over a decade, and Elias had been a thorn in the Empire's side. Her mission was simple: deliver him to the Xelari War Council. He would be interrogated, his mind stripped of every tactical secret, and then discarded. And yet, she hesitated. Kaela prided herself on efficiency, on being the best hunter in the sector. But something about the human intrigued her. He was defiant, even in captivity. Most beings would have broken under her gaze, but he met her with unwavering steel in his eyes. Over the next few days, she tested him. She deprived him of sleep, hoping to crack his mind. He only laughed, telling her stories of human soldiers who endured worse. She attempted mental probes, but found his thoughts chaotic, unpredictable, impossible to map like other species. She even tried appealing to logic. "The war is lost for your kind. Surrender now, and you might live." Elias only grinned. "Funny. That's what we told your people before we took back Europa." Despite herself, she admired his resilience. And admiration was dangerous. The nights aboard her ship were silent. Kaela sat in the pilot's chair, staring at the endless void of space, wrestling with thoughts she had never encountered before. Why did she delay the inevitable? The bounty was substantial. Handing Elias over would secure her legacy. Yet she couldn't shake the sensation that she was making a mistake. On the fourth night, Elias spoke. "You're hesitating," he said from his containment pod. "Something's changed." Kaela turned to him, expression neutral. "You are delusional." He chuckled. "No, you had every opportunity to take me to your people, but here we are, drifting in deep space. What are you afraid of?" She stiffened. "Nothing." "Then let me go." Kaela clenched her fists. Why did his words unsettle her? Why did she hesitate? She had seen into the minds of countless beings, monsters, criminals, warlords. But Elias Carter was different. He was driven not by self-preservation, but by something deeper. Hope. The Xelari homeworld loomed on the ship's scanners. The time had come. Kaela entered the holding chamber, standing before Elias with a mask of cold indifference. "We have arrived." Elias nodded, as if expecting this. So that's it then? She remained silent. Tell me something, he continued. You could have turned me in days ago. Why wait? Kaela did not answer. Elias leaned forward. Because you're not like them. You don't believe in this war. Her breath caught. No human should have been able to read her like this. No human should have felt what she felt. But he was right. She had spent years capturing enemies of the Empire, never questioning her orders. But this war had taken everything from her. She had watched her home burn, lost comrades she once called family. And now, standing before this defiant human, she realized something. She did not want to be a pawn in this game anymore. Elias saw the conflict in her eyes. Come with me. Kaela's heart pounded. I cannot. You can, he insisted. The Xelari will use me to crush the last of my people. But you have a choice. Fight for something more. A long silence stretched between them. Then, for the first time in her life, Kaela made a decision for herself. The Xelari War Council expected a prisoner. Instead, they received fire and betrayal. Kaela moved like a shadow, disabling security systems, taking down guards with ruthless precision. Elias fought beside her, his stolen blaster cutting through the chaos. As they reached the hangar, alarms blared across the fortress. We won't make it, Elias said, breathing heavily. Kaela smirked. You underestimate me, human. With a single wave of her hand, energy pulsed through the air, sending a shock wave that disabled the approaching Xelari soldiers. Elias stared. I thought you weren't helping me. I changed my mind. They boarded Kaela's ship, engines roaring as they blasted through the planetary blockade. Fighter ships pursued, but Kaela's piloting was unmatched. They weaved through asteroid fields, dodging laser fire, until finally, the silence of open space enveloped them. Freedom. Elias exhaled, slumping into a chair. That was insane. Kaela sat beside him, watching the stars streak past. You survived. He grinned. Because of you. She met his gaze, violet eyes locking onto his. You changed me, human. Elias leaned closer. And you changed me. Their fates had been set on opposing paths. Yet, against all odds, against the laws of war and reason, they had found something neither had expected. Not victory, not defeat, but something far stronger. Hope. Months later, whispers spread through the galaxy of a rogue Xelari bounty hunter and her human companion. Some called them traitors, others legends. But neither of them cared. They had forged their own destiny, one battle at a time. And as long as they stood together, no chains, physical or otherwise, could ever hold them again.